the entire synopsis, or will it suffice to just have the first municipality to do it, but then the motion will be read individually by each of the three municipalities?
Yes, that is a preference. That depends on how the councils want to proceed. It may seem repetitive while we're all on the call, but I guess if we snip up this meeting and it ends up on individual websites, it may be that we want to have the whole thing there.
Okay, so we'll have the entire synopsis read completely. I think that works. Okay.
Okay, folks, we are streaming.
All right, then I'd like to call the special three council meeting to order, the open session, and the item on the agenda is a request for decision on solid waste management. Each of the three councils will have to decide and vote individually. And I believe the best way is to start with the highest population, and that would be the County of Cumberland. So I will turn this part of the meeting to Warden Gillis, please.
I need just a minute here. Okay, are you hearing me?
I can hear you, Al. Yes.
Okay, now what is it exactly you want me to do at this particular moment?
Well, I think from the perspective that a representative of your council makes the motion, the synopsis was distributed, I believe, and it needs to be completely read, and then the motion made, seconded, and voted on by your council first. After your council has decided, Town of Amherst will go second, and after that decision is made, Town of Oxford. So can we bring up the actual synopsis on the screen?
That would be preferable, yes.
Yeah, here it comes.
Okay, so this is for the Council of the Municipality of Cumberland County. And the synopsis has to do with the issuance of a joint RFP for the divestiture of the Cumberland Central Landfill and assets. The Town of Amherst, the Town of Oxford, and the Municipality of Cumberland County are taking steps to ensure that the region's solid waste disposal system continues to deliver good service at favorable costs. The three municipalities propose to issue a request for proposals to companies that may be interested in buying the waste disposal system that serves the region. It is proposed that the administration of the RFP will be guided by the following guiding principles. Number one, with high fixed costs, the solid waste business is essentially a volume business, and given demographic trends in Cumberland County, per unit costs for waste disposal are likely to rise. The three municipal councils are collectively of the opinion that being good stewards requires them to explore solutions that will allow the citizens and businesses of the region access to per unit costs that reflect the advantages of higher volumes. Number two, all efforts should be made to ensure continuity of existing facility expertise and knowledge through retention of existing staff. Number four, a favorable long-term royalty and tipping fee arrangement for the three municipalities that provides long-term disposal for the municipalities over the life of the facility. Number four, development of a communication plan to keep citizens informed about the sale and continuation of waste management programs and services. Number five, optimizing proceeds of sale based on an asset valuation and a business valuation approach to the divestiture of the facility. Number 6, the interest of the 3 municipalities to divest themselves of any individual liabilities regarding past, present, and future operations and solid waste facilities located at Little Forks, Nova Scotia. Number 7, ensure the facility maintains the necessary environmental approvals and meets all applicable environmental laws and regulations. And number 8, the committee makes all decisions by consensus, with the understanding that any final agreement must be approved by all 3 municipal councils. And I would ask our council of the municipality of Cumberland, I think Councillor Porter is prepared to make the motion. I guess it would be appropriate for Councillor Porter to read that motion.
Thank you, Warden. I would like to make a motion that council approves the issuance of a request for proposals, RFP, jointly with the councils of the town of Amherst and the town of Oxford for the divestiture of Cumberland Central landfill assets, and 2, a long-term waste resource benefit agreement for the future operation of the facility. And that the current steering committee, consisting of the warden of the municipality of the county of Cumberland, the mayors of Oxford and Amherst, the CAO of all 3 municipalities, and the general manager of the Cumberland Central landfill be tasked with administering the RFP process together with the lead negotiator and making the recommendations back to the councils, and that council approves the guiding principles attached to this resolution jointly with the councils of the town of Amherst and the town of Oxford, and that any sale or long-term agreement, resource benefit agreement resulting from the RFP requires the prior approval of all of the councils. That the 1 section of preferred proponent, and 2, any sale or long-term agreement waste resource benefit agreement resulting from the RFP requires the prior approval of all councils.
Okay, councilors of the municipality of Cumberland County, you've heard the motion. Do we have a seconder? I'm looking for a seconder.
I'll second that, Al. Norman.
Councillor Norman Rayfuse has seconded the motion. Now I will ask, are there any objections to that motion? The municipality of Cumberland County has passed that motion. Thank you very much, councillors.
Thank you very much, Warden Gillis. So next we will go to the town of Amherst, and I will ask our Deputy Mayor Christie to present the synopsis and make the motion.
Thank you, Your Worship. The synopsis is issuance of the joint RFP for divestiture of the Cumberland Central landfill and assets. The town of Amherst, the town of Oxford, and the municipality of Cumberland are taking steps to ensure that the region's solid waste disposal system continues to deliver good service at favorable costs. The 3 municipalities propose to issue a request for proposals to companies that may be interested in buying the waste disposal system that serves the region. It is proposed that the administration of the RFP be guided by the following guiding principles. 1, with high fixed costs, the solid waste business is essentially a volume business, and given the demographic trends in Cumberland County, per unit costs for waste disposal are likely to rise. The 3 municipal councils are collectively of the opinion that being good stewards require them to explore solutions that will require citizens and businesses of the region access to per unit costs that reflects the advantages of higher volumes. 2, all efforts should be made to ensure continuity of existing facility expertise and knowledge through retention of existing staff. 3, a favorable long-term royalty and tipping fee arrangement for the 3 municipalities that provide long-term disposal for the municipalities over the life of the facility. 4, development of a communication plan to keep citizens informed about the sale and the continuation of waste management programs and services. 5, optimizing proceeds of sale based on an asset valuation and a business valuation approach to the divestiture of the facility. Six, the interests of the three municipalities to divest themselves of any environmental liabilities regarding past, present, and future operations and solid waste facilities located at Little Forks. Seven, ensure the facility maintains the necessary environmental approvals and meets all applicable environmental laws and regulations. Eight, the committee makes all decisions by consensus with the understanding that any final agreement must have the approval of all three municipal councils. So the motion before us is that council approve the issuance of the request proposal RFP jointly with the council of the municipality of Cumberland County and the town of Oxford, and for the divestiture of the Cumberland Central landfill assets, and two, the long-term waste resource benefits agreements for future operation of the facility. And that the current steering committee consisting of the warden of the municipality of Cumberland County and the mayors of Oxford and mayor of Amherst, the chief administrative officer of all three municipalities, and the general manager of the Cumberland Central landfill be tasked with administration of the RFP process together with the lead negotiator and making the recommendation back to the council. And that council approves the guiding principles attached to this resolution jointly with the councils of the town of Oxford and the municipality of Cumberland County. And that any sale or long-term agreement, waste resource benefits agreement resulting from this RFP requires the prior approval of all the councils. And that one, selection of the preferred proponent, and two, any sale of the long-term agreement, waste resource benefit agreement resulting from this RFP require the prior approval of all of the councils.
Thank you very much. Do we have a seconder for that motion from Amherst, please?
I'll second it, Councillor Byrne.
Councilor Byrne, thank you very much. Are there any questions or further discussion on this motion? If not, then I will once again seek nay votes. So are there any nay votes? Hearing none, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. And next, then, we will move on to the town of Oxford. I'll call upon Mayor Stewart, please.
Your worship, could I interrupt for just a sec?
Yes, you can, Mr. Harrod.
Thank you. A message from Shelley at the county, and she would like to have a roll call for her records of county councilors. So if we could just pause for a moment and let her do that.
From the county of Cumberland.
Yep.
Certainly. Warden Gillis, will you handle that, please?
Okay, thank you, Your Worship. I would ask Brenda Moore, are you with us tonight?
Yes, Warden.
Would you please take roll call for the county of Cumberland, please?
Sure. Councillor Porter,
Here.
Councillor Chase. Here. Councillor Van Bopen,
Present.
Warden Gillis,
Present.
Councillor Welton,
Present.
Councillor Palmer,
Present.
Councillor Rector, Deputy Warden Gilbert,
I'm present, Brenda, but I couldn't get on earlier, so I missed hours.
Councillor McClellan,
Present.
Councillor Fletcher,
Present.
Councillor Williams,
Present.
Councillor Jackson,
Present.
and Councillor Rayfuse.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda, and I'm sorry, Shelley, that's my mistake. I should have done that earlier, but anyway, it's done now, and we can go back to our chairman. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that. And we'll move on to the town of Oxford, please. Mayor Stewart.
Good evening, everybody. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call this meeting to order. I would like to state that all council members from the town of Oxford are present this evening. That would include Councillor Colburn, Councillor Clark, Councillor Thompson, Deputy Mayor Draper, Councillor Sweet, and Councillor Adshade. I'm going to ask Councillor Edshade to please read the synopsis.
The synopsis, issuance of the joint RFP for divestiture of Cumberland Central Landfill and assets. The town of Amherst, the town of Oxford, and the municipality of Cumberland are taking steps to ensure that the region's solid waste disposal system continues to deliver good service at favorable cost. The three municipalities propose to issue a request for proposals to companies that may be interested in buying the waste disposal system that serves the region. It is proposed that the administration of the RFP will be guided by the following guiding principles. With high fixed costs, the solid waste business is essentially a volume business, and given demographic trends in Cumberland, per unit costs for waste disposal are likely to rise. The three municipal councils are collectively of the opinion that being good storage requires them to explore solutions that will allow the citizens and businesses of the region access to per unit costs that reflect the advantages of higher volumes. All efforts should be made to ensure continuity of existing facilities, expertise, and knowledge through retention of existing staff. A favorable long-term royalty and tipping fee arrangement for the three municipalities that provides long-term disposal for the municipalities over the life of the facility. Development of the communication plan to keep citizens informed about the sale and the continuation of the waste management programs and services. Optimizing proceeds of the sale based on asset valuation and business valuation approach to the divestiture of the facility. The interest of the three municipalities to divest themselves of any environmental liabilities regarding past, present, and future operations and solid waste facilities located at Little Forks. Ensure the facility maintains the necessary environmental approvals and meets all applicable environmental laws and regulations. The committee makes all decisions by consensus, with the understanding that any final agreement must be approved by the three councils. So the motion will read, the council approves the issuance of a request for proposals jointly with the council of the municipality of Cumberland and the town of Amherst for the divestiture of Cumberland Central Landfill asset and a long-term waste resource benefit agreement for future operations of the facility. That the steering committee consisting of the warden of the municipality of Cumberland, county of Cumberland, the mayors of Oxford and Amherst, the chief administrative officers of all three municipalities, and the general manager of the Cumberland landfill be tasked with the administering of the RFP process together with the lead negotiator and making a recommendation back to councils, and that council approves the guiding principles attached to the resolution jointly with the councils of the town of Amherst and the municipality of Cumberland, and that any sale or long-term agreement, waste resource benefits agreement resulting from this RFP requires the prior approval of all councils. That the selection of the preferred proponent and any sale of a long-term agreement, waste resource benefits agreement resulting from the RFP requires the prior approval of all councils.
Sorry about that. Okay, council, you have seen the motion. I'm going to call for any questions on this motion. Okay, I need a mover and a seconder, please.
So moved.
Moved
Second.
by Councillor Clark and seconded by
Edshade.
Councillor Edshade. All in favor, please raise your hand. Contrary minded? Motion passed.
Thank you very much. May I just ask, Mayor Stewart, was your motion passed unanimously?
I can't
For
see
the
full screen, so I'm thinking so.
Do you think so? All right. All right. Thank you. Just curiosity.
No, sorry, but someone has a full screen. Can they please tell me?
I was trying to go through it quickly, but I couldn't see it all. So perhaps we'll go back.
Okay, let's just go back and do it with nay vote. Anybody voting nay? please say so. Whereas there's no nay votes, that is a unanimous vote.
Thank you very much. I'm extremely pleased with the way this whole meeting and evening has gone and shows the ultimate in the spirit of collaboration amongst the three municipalities. And that is the only item on the agenda of this current meeting. So I would seek a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Counselor Jones, thank you. A seconder?
Councillor Byrne.
Thank you. No objections. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you very, very much, everyone. Have a good evening.
And you as well. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Night.
Hey, Greg.
Night. Thanks.